For me, she believed she could was Allison believing I, as Elizabeth Tran, could build my own business. Every milestone that I have reached in my business, I was really hesitant to do, whether it was hiring an assistant or
raising your prices.
Yes, like those things. I was so nervous. I'm like, I don't know. And honestly, at the same time, while I was doing that, my skill set improved to the point where I was like, wow, this is mine. Like, I did that. And I'm like, yes, you did.
Hey, like, you did all this. Mm-hmm. Like, we need to be celebrating
honestly,
this.
I feel like we hold up the mirror for each other all the time.
Welcome to the She Believed She Could podcast. I'm your host, Allison Walsh. Since 2020, this show has inspired thousands of women around the world to believe in themselves and take bold action toward the lives they're meant to live. Each episode brings you powerful conversations and practical strategies to strengthen your mindset, build your confidence and brand, grow your business, and protect your well-being, all while spotlighting stories of women who are making a difference and changing the world in their own way. I am so glad you're here. Now let's get to work. I'm so excited for you to meet today's guest. Elizabeth Tran is the founder of Digit-Eli, a website design and SEO business dedicated to uplifting small business owners and supporting incredible female entrepreneurs. She is passionate about showcasing the amazing work her clients do, turning their digital presence into a powerful spotlight. 5 years ago, Elizabeth was actually on this show, and she was showcasing her amazing work with her 501c3 nonprofit organization called Teens Go Green. But since then, she has built an incredible career for herself. She's been featured on TEDx, TLC, and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So she has done so much work since then. I'm very excited for you to catch up with her. Most importantly, I can't wait for you to hear her story of success because she did believe in herself and she trusted the process and built an incredible business for herself. And she supports all of our She Believes She Could clients. So very excited for you to meet, once again, Elizabeth Tran. Well, Elizabeth, I am absolutely thrilled that you're sitting here with me today. I've been looking forward to this. So thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Yep. And you are a returning guest on the show, which there's like less than 5 people that have been on this show twice.
Wow.
So
I'm so honored.
I'm so excited. And so we're going to get everybody caught up to speed. But before we jump into just the history of us working together in so many capacities, could you just share a little bit more about yourself with our audience?
Yes, absolutely. So I run the website design business Digit-Eli. So my website's focused mainly on female entrepreneurs and small business owners. And over time, I've been a client of yours, and thankfully so, my business has really gotten bigger than I ever thought possible. And I'm so grateful for that. But it's, for me now, I've always felt like a hype girl. And so I could use this like hype girl skill of mine to go through my clients' social medias, their accounts, their resumes, and really package a website that's all about them and everything they stand for.
Yeah, I'm super excited to get into this because you have done such a beautiful job with all of our clients that we've been able to collaborate with. So, I love what it is that you're doing now. And I remember when this was just a dream for you.
Yes.
So I want the audience to hear just the progression because you have your master's in website design, right, from UF. But you were doing some projects on the side. You've always been very multi-passionate and are really good at starting something and creating your vision. But you've already said that this is bigger than what you thought. So let's rewind the tape because I'm sure that people can resonate with that.
Oh my gosh. So when I graduated, not from my master's, but from the University of Miami with my bachelor's in marketing, I wanted to follow a more traditional corporate path as my parents were entrepreneurs. So I was curious kind of what that traditional lifestyle was. It seemed a little more relaxing, a little more settling or stable. And I was looking for stability in my mid-20s. I joked that like you either have no stable job, no stable home, no stable partner in your 20s. And so but I realized that corporate really wasn't that stable. And to be frank, in the divisions or like in the fields and departments that I was in marketing, my department was always the first to get let go. And I actually would have consultation calls with you about it, like crying, like, what do I do? How do I convince my boss? How do I go through it? And I decided to do my master's in web design. And that's also when I called you and was like, okay, I think I will launch a small side business. And that was during COVID. But it wasn't until maybe like about 2 years ago that I was let go from my last job in information technology. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to go after another corporate job. I don't want to have to fight for what I'm worth. And so it was actually, even then, I still had a call with you thinking about doing something else. And then I realized, what was it that I was doing on the side that I enjoyed, that was profitable, that I could help other people? And it really was building websites.
I remember those phone calls.
Yes.
Like there were a lot of feelings.
Every 6 months, I think I would have a call with you and be like, what do I do? I'm not ready for this yet.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I saw the potential in you so much longer ago. We've had, to catch the audience up, I've known Elizabeth since she was literally a teenager and was a coach and mentor to her back in the day in another life.
I actually saw you compete at Miss America.
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw you, when it was my very first Miss America pageant that I watched. And I didn't know you then, but it was my second year competing that I worked with you then. And over the years saw you climb the corporate ladder while building your business and doing amazing things. And that's why, even if it was only a call every 6 months, but I really looked up to you through, honestly, the She Believes She Could podcast. So it was like, I loved how you had like accessible resources and education for women like me who were still a little hesitant and still a little scared to step it up. But once I was ready to work with you on my web design business, it was the game changer of it all.
Well, thank you. Well, it was exciting too. And you know, when I see talent, right, and I see the desire, but maybe a little hesitation, which is really what you came to me with. It was like, I have these skills. I've got my master's in this. I know what I'm doing, but yet I need that push, right?
Yes.
And so I remember saying to you, like, you can do this. Like, let's put some, pen to paper on your goals. Let's map out not only what do you want your life to look like, but what do you want your income to look like? And then let's reverse engineer. And I still felt like there was maybe like a little bit of doubt in your brain.
Completely.
Like,
yes.
can I get there? But it's just been this like acceleration and rapid growth, and it's been so fun to witness.
And I'm so grateful because I like I told you before, for me, She Believes She Could was Allison believing I, as Elizabeth Tran, could build my own business to scale and to do more, because every milestone that I have reached in my business, I was really hesitant to do, whether it was hiring an assistant or taking on more clients or something like that.
Raising your prices.
Yes. Like those things, I was so nervous. I'm like, I don't know. And honestly, at the same time, while I was doing that, my skill set improved to the point where I was like, I didn't even know I could make a website that good.
Yes.
And I didn't realize how fulfilling it was, more so not just for the profitability of my business, but for all my clients, and how excited they were and how they were so grateful, and they saw it and they, had that reaction of like winning a pageant or like, like, wow, this is mine. Like I did that. And I'm like, yes, you did. So it's my way of channeling my creativity, my technology, my hype girlness into one space.
Yeah, you are a true visionary, and you're able to bring it to life, which I think is so fun. And to your point, I've watched you, really build incredible client or websites for our clients, and where you bring that vision, and all of a sudden they're able to see themselves, their accomplishments, their success, what it is that they bring to the table, which are all elements that help them build their confidence. So while you're creating a website and you're a part of the process of helping them showcase their brand, the confidence boost that they then have to put themselves out there is so much more increased than if they did not. And
absolutely,
it's so well packaged. I mean, I have so many fun memories of you like going through their socials and finding all of these things out, and honestly holding up the mirror for them and saying like, hey, like you did all this. Like we need to be celebrating
honestly,
this.
I feel like we hold up the mirror for each other all the time. And it's kind of like, oh, luckily I've known you for many years, but even for some of my clients, I will literally stalk their Facebook for 2 straight weeks and find out every speaking event they've done in a year, or every appearance that they've had, or every service work, and putting it all together for them to look at and be like, whoa, I can't even believe I did that.
Exactly. And that's really transformative. And it's just so fun to work with you on all of these amazing clients. Like,
Thank you.
it's just, I think our team too we've got a great team. I mean, you've
Yes.
witnessed this too. I mean, because I've only been out on my own full time from corporate for about a year and a half, which is
Really?
wild. Yeah. So I stepped back from my full
Wow.
time position in healthcare July 31st of 2024.
Okay.
So it's been a year and a half now, and you've seen the team, like, because I brought
Yes.
you in relatively early on, but you've seen the addition of our video team, the addition
Yes.
of our editors, the addition
I can't
of
believe it's only been a
coaches.
year and a half.
A full-time focus.
Yeah.
I was building it, of course, on the side for many years, but
Yeah.
just to see all of the talent that we've been able to bring in, and
Mhm.
really to meet the needs of our clients, because it's always been like, what do our clients need? Where
Yes.
are we turning to? What are we looking for? What problems are we solving? And I had a
Mhm.
consistent pain point around websites for a while because I just didn't have a go-to
That I
resource.
didn't know. I'm
Yes.
so glad to hear
No,
that I
well,
could be there for
and
you.
no, you were huge. And I remember when you called me a couple years prior to you being like, okay, I'm ready to go. And we were talking about
Yes, I
this.
almost just graduated from my master's, or maybe it was like 3 months after I graduated, and then
Yep.
I was let go from my first corporate job. And
Yep.
you were like, "Oh, I have clients ready." And I was like,
Yes.
"But I'm not." Like,
And I was. So
yes.
yes, no, it was an amazing opportunity for us to be able to, it just timing, I think the timing was
Mhm.
really perfect, but you've done just a tremendous job building out sites for them. And I'm really excited about all of the things in the future too. You've been helping
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah, I mean, and also like I never turn over the keys to our sites like ever. I've always just done the sites myself.
Yeah.
But now that your hands are in all of them, like
Mhm.
they look so much better.
I'm like, I can't believe that my biggest problem right now is almost taking on too many
Yeah.
clients and scaling. And I
Mhm.
think I I was so hesitant about the opposite problem
Yeah.
until I met you.
Yeah.
And so I'm truly, truly grateful that I have that opportunity
Yeah.
and now that next step. Like, as soon as my birthday was last week, and
Uh-huh.
on my birthday, I realized, I was like, I really do need to take the next step. I need to teach now my assistant everything I know so that my focus isn't so much on being a website designer, but also being a business owner and scaling a business. And I
Yeah.
never would have thought that
Mhm.
a year and a half ago.
No, I know. I
Yeah.
witnessed that. But there's also, and I love that we're talking about all of these different phases and stages because, you have navigated them, you've worked through them. So, taking on team members, teaching them what you know,
Mhm.
navigating the mindset around growth too, right? There's always going to be a little bit of fear. There's always going to be a little bit of imposter syndrome, but we
Yes.
silence those by doing
Mhm.
the work, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you've been very good at doing the work. We've also talked a lot about time management and
Mhm.
the appropriate time to scale, and that's where you have to have people around you that can help elevate you, and not everybody wants to build team, and that's totally fine, but you're in a position with a business like yours that you can, and that's exciting.
I didn't want to
I know
originally,
you
to be
didn't.
frank. I was
I
like,
know.
I'm not ready for
I
that. I
know.
can't hire anybody. I don't know if I could take on clients. Like, I don't know if this can be something. I mean, I could
Yeah.
feel it somewhat. And I'm very grateful. I do have a lot of entrepreneurial experience through
Mhm.
my mom and
Yeah.
running like Teens Go Green, my
Yeah.
nonprofit. But I had never done something profitable.
Mhm.
And that's where I was scared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can take that next step. I thought it would be a small, scrappy side gig
Mhm.
that I would do while I was working a corporate job. And I'm just so grateful now that I have been able to earn more than what I made in my corporate.
Mhm.
And I never saw that coming within such a short period of time, honestly. And again, it wasn't possible if it wasn't for you.
Oh, thank you. No, but it was, very clear for me to see, okay, we need to do this many websites and this is the price point. And,
Yes.
also, I know I mentioned it briefly, but, as you're, in entrepreneurship, like you have to at some point raise your rates, right? We had
Yes.
those conversations too.
Mhm,
So for those
mhm.
that are listening, like you are going to navigate lots of different scenarios and situations as you elevate in your business and you grow your business. And being really clear on the milestones and benchmarks and the numbers that you wanted to reach, you can reverse engineer what it is that you need to be charging, and you have to charge your worth too. So we've navigated that alongside this whole process.
I will say it took me a while. Like, it really did take me until I want to say last week on my birthday, but it was a little
bit earlier,
little dramatic. Like, but I didn't really know what my worth was, especially starting out. I just felt like I was throwing spaghetti at the wall, and like, maybe this is how I do it, maybe not. I don't really know. But through you, I was able to get a lot more direction, a lot more guidance, a lot more support, and now I do see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah,
which I didn't.
Well, and you still, are creating tremendous value. And when I look at your sites compared to sites that my clients have paid triple, if not 5 times what you charge, like, we're going to keep moving the needle in that direction, just putting it out there, because you have created beautiful sites. Your clients are very, very happy. You provide incredible customer service with them. Like, you really treat them like the queens they are. And so, I just know this is going to continue to grow, and I'm very excited.
I mean, now it's gotten to the point where after I finish their websites, they're like, no, like, I still want to work with you. I still need your help. Like, can you do this? I have another project. And I'm like, wow. But that's what makes it accumulate on top of having new clients. So my biggest problem, if you will, is like taking that next step, scaling and building out the team. And I'm like, I can do it now. I'm not scared that I can't do it, but I have to do it.
You have to.
Yeah.
And, you've been able to make those slight adjustments and start to train and hire. And it's going to be exciting to see just the growth over the next 12 months. And I'm excited for you. So, so let's pivot and talk a little bit more. So if somebody's listening to you right now and they're like, she seems like the best, I want her to build my site. What does that process look like for somebody if they do want to work with you?
Yeah, of course. So typically I do an onboarding call. So I just want to know everything about them, their business, what type of website they want, what type of thing that they're looking for. Because, I'm not for every single client. My focus really is on female small business owners and entrepreneurs, but I do want to see alignment. I think alignment is so important in business, relationships, life, career, etc. So we do that initial call. If we see that it is a good fit and this is a good opportunity for them, then we take the next steps in terms of like, okay, well, what is your timeline? What are you looking for? What type of websites do you like? And then from there, we collect all their information in terms of what they want to share on their website. I will go through their social media like a crazy person to learn all their information. And then, over time, build something together with them.
Yeah, no, it's been really fun. And our clients have just really enjoyed the process too. And, we're pulling together brand guides and able to, give you a lot of assets. And, we really try to make sure that our clients have a VIP experience from start to finish. And we love working with our photographers and pulling everything together so that there's a very cohesive, beautiful message that we're able to share online. And it helps, right? It takes the guesswork out of it for them when everything is on brand. It looks beautiful together. Their social looks great together. And then, of course, like, they're just able to be celebrated in a way in which they need to be and deserve to be, because that is one of the common threads through all of the clients that you work with and that we work with, is that they are doing amazing things in this world. They're incredible. They're successful in their own right, regardless of age, stage, phase of career or life. But that packaging really does make a difference.
Okay, yes, I do come off a little biased because I work with you, but truthfully, don't know anyone else who creates a more beautiful brand package for their clients. I think the work that you do, not only is it, one, you just have a beautiful aesthetic with every client you work with, but you showcase their unique features and show them. I mean, you showed me in a way that I didn't see myself. And then I was able to design things that I didn't even know I could.
One story changed everything for me, and it can do the same for you too. I started by sharing my recovery story in small rooms, volunteering, and helping wherever I could. That story became my platform, led to leadership roles, media features, and eventually me starting She Believes She Could. What I realized is this: your personal brand is the bridge between who you are and who you can help. When you show up with purpose, your story becomes someone else's survival guide or their inspiration to keep going. The Impact Brand Accelerator is where I teach you how to turn your identity, message, and audience into impact. So if you're ready to build a service-driven brand that opens doors and expands your impact, enroll now. Well, and I think it's so important for our clients to have that type of an experience because,
Mm-hmm.
to get to the point of us being able to pull together the brand guides, to pull
Yes.
together the content, the all of the elements that will enable you to make a beautiful website, it's a process of self-discovery. Like
Yes.
they've done the work, they've gone through it with us already.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's again just such a differentiator for us as an agency and how we work with our clients because it's
Mm-hmm.
really easy for other branding agencies to just focus on the aesthetics, right?
Yes.
But we do the work because
Mm-hmm.
that process of discovery, that process of really helping them, pull out their uniqueness in a
Yes.
way in which can stand apart. And that's the other thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
no two sites look the same. No
No.
two individuals have the same packaging. That is
Yes.
super important to me.
Yes, me too. I take pride in making sure that every client feels like it's themselves in the website and it's all their unique features, whether it is a favorite color or if it is like, for instance, a lot of our author clients have certain illustrations they want to showcase. So ensuring that those illustrations are all tied in there really well.
And it does. It makes such a big difference. So, well, I'm curious as you think about, obviously, we've talked about you growing your team, but are there any other big goals that you have for the business?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I think it is being able to not be scared to advertise my business to take on more clients.
Right.
That
Yeah.
literally is that's goal number 1. And then goal number 2 is not only am I going to be able to put myself out there to take on more clients than I have on my pipeline, but also being comfortable even just like having that work-life balance, like not saying no to going to a gym class or
Right.
a group fitness or hanging out with friends because I'm not so wary of like, oh my gosh, but I need to finish this client or what am
Yeah.
I going to do? So those are really my 2 goals. And in doing that, it's scaling and really even trying to come up with a product that is more accessible for
Yes.
my web design clients as well. And really, like, again, taking that next scaling step, which again, like last year me would have been like, no way, I don't know what I'm doing. And now I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
proof of what's possible, right? So you've built your
Yeah.
confidence doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
you are. I mean, you've got somebody that's helping you now. I'm sure you'll add more
Yes.
to your team. And it's also, I've watched you also navigate those decisions like, hey, I want to go to Thailand with my fiance and planning
Mm-hmm.
for it, right? And
Yep.
taking the trip. And so that's the other thing is that sometimes people are scared to take the leap into entrepreneurship because they feel like it's going to be like a ridiculous grind. And don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, you've worked really hard to build your business,
Mm-hmm.
but you've also had the ability to go to Ecuador, to now take this
Mm-hmm.
trip to Thailand, to
Yes.
plan, and I know next year you're working on carving out time to plan your wedding. And so
Yes.
all of these things,
Mm-hmm.
like creating a business that your life can be the first priority, business second, but your business can fuel the life that you want.
Exactly.
And that I think has just been so fun to witness, especially this last year as you've hit certain milestones financially and you're like, wow, like I can do this.
And I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because of like other entrepreneurs or things that I saw growing up that I was like, "Oh, can you do that?" But now not only have I seen it, but I see myself getting one step closer and closer to that each day.
Yeah, you do. You're gaining a lot of traction, right? We say an object in motion stays in motion, and you've
Yes.
got a lot of momentum right now. So
Thank
it's
you.
very exciting. And I could not be more proud of you. And I think back,
Aw.
I've had just the privilege and honor of running alongside just so many amazing women over the course of my career. But I just adore you and your family.
you.
And I love the fact that I remember sweet little Elizabeth as a teenager
Thank
and
you.
you chasing all of those goals then, and you still chasing goals today in just a different way. And I just
Yes.
could not be more proud.
Absolutely. And I think those skills that you taught me then, like I competed in a lot of pageants for context to anybody listening. And the most pivotal one I competed in was the Miss Florida's Outstanding Teen Program. Even though I never won, my final year, I didn't even make top 10, but it was the work ethic, the network I built, everything that I put in that I could honestly say I still transfer those skills into my web design business today. So even though I can't control the outcome of a pageant competition, I can control the outcome or at least how I want to build my business. And that I absolutely love doing.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so excited for you. So we love to wrap up with a couple questions that we ask everybody that comes on the show.
Thank you.
So what does confidence mean to you?
There's that quote, and I'm going to butcher it a little bit, but I will be fine if they don't.
Uh-huh.
So meaning, and I was worried, I was
Uh-huh.
honestly worried about what my former employers would think of me building a web design business, because I used to, argue with them about getting a promotion or a raise or proving my worth to them. I would worry about, and I'm a people pleaser, I hate to admit it, I'm working on it, but confidence now for me is working on ensuring that I am okay doing what I do and making the decisions I make and being happy with it, no matter what other people perceive it as.
Yeah, no, I love that. And it's just permission to release yourself from other people's opinions.
Yes.
And I think that's a liberating milestone. It comes with maturity, right? It comes with
Mm-hmm.
doing the thing as
Yes.
well, because it can be really scary if you're sitting there ideating on something. But once you start
Yes.
to move and
Mm-hmm.
create the business, launch the side hustle, take
Mm-hmm.
on the client, create the product, the service, whatever it is that you're doing, you're proving to yourself what you're capable of, which I
Yes.
think is just, there's so much power that comes from doing. So I love that. And then who else inspires you? Like, are you reading anything, watching anything, listening to anything that you think would also inspire our audience?
I love right now the podcast Aspire with Emma Greed
Uh-huh.
and The Burnouts by Phoebe Gates, and I don't remember her business partner's name. I apologize. But both of those are really great, of very successful entrepreneurs sharing their stories and how they've overcome obstacles. Book by Vivian Tu. I don't know if I should say this, but Rich AF. But I do think it's important,
Yeah.
especially, and you were there during my
Yes.
adulting 20s, what am I doing with my life? Where do I go from there? And I'm really grateful now that there are so many resources, much like yours, that I could look to before I decided to work with you on a much larger scale for my web design business.
Yeah, no, you got to look for the resources around you. We always say success leaves clues, right? And there's,
Mm-hmm.
what I love is that, and I know that I've been in this space for quite some time, but I've just seen just a tremendous movement for women supporting other women.
Yes.
And I love that. And no gatekeeping, like, here's the real truth. Here's how
Mm-hmm.
we've done it. Here's where we're going. Here's what still scares us, right?
Yes.
And just being very honest about navigating, growing and scaling businesses, and then just all of the other things that come with growing up in life.
Yes.
And I can't believe I'm in my 40s now.
I can't either. You literally look the same
thank
from when I
you.
saw you at Miss America.
It's working. No, I'm
Yes.
just kidding. But it's just, I think that I'm so grateful to be where I am. And so I just always encourage everybody to look behind and say, how do I help that next generation too?
Yes.
So you've learned a lot. I want
Thank
you to
you.
share that wisdom with
Well,
others and,
the
and
other
keep going.
point, I feel like, people would always advise, go get a mentor. And you're like, okay, how? Do I just send a random DM on LinkedIn to somebody for coffee? And I was very lucky that on my vision board, I had you and former Miss USA, Deshauna Barber. And she's a motivational speaker. And, so and luckily, both of you provide mentorship and consulting services and programs. So I think it's for a lot of young people, or not even young people, entrepreneurs, whoever, who are looking for a mentor, you don't have to worry about, in case the LinkedIn DM doesn't respond to you, there are people that provide amazing programs out there for you to get advice from. So even when I was in that awkward corporate stage of my life, I could still have a consultation call with you to figure out what was that next step.
Yeah. I always got excited when I saw you book on my calendar. I was like, Elizabeth needs advice.
Yes, exactly.
Here we go. We're back at it.
Yes,
So, well, I'm
yes.
so proud of you. Would you mind just
Thank
sharing
you.
where they can find you?
Absolutely. So my website is digit-eli.com. So Digit-Eli. You can find me on Instagram, Eli. But otherwise, my personal account is Miss Elizabeth Tran.
Yes, I'm so proud of you. I'm so
Thank
grateful.
you.
We've been looking forward to doing this for some time.
Yes, it's
so.
been a long time coming. And honestly, I wanted to wait until I reached that business goal of mine. And so when I finally did, I think that's why, because I kept saying oh, my birthday is when I realized it. It wasn't necessarily my birthday. It was reaching that business goal of mine that I never saw coming and was like, oh my gosh, it it really happened.
It did.
And
It's so exciting. I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait. Like,
saw
it's
it
just
coming.
the next milestone that we set. And,
Yes.
that to me is everything. Like, when you set goals and you reach them, and then you're able to say, okay, now what? You know,
and build upon new goals.
Yes.
It's scary.
And you're
Like,
at
crazy.
that place right now, which is
Yeah.
just so exciting. And I think, you know, as I mentioned, like, you have the time and space that you're creating it intentionally for you to then enjoy this next chapter of your life, get married, have all of these wonderful life experiences, and you've built a business to support that life. And that
Thank
is
you.
what I am just beaming from ear to ear. I know
Thank
we've got
you.
this on YouTube, but if you're listening, you just know my smile is like extending across my face right now.
I truly believe every step of it, from like the initial, because I always had it as a little side gig with 2 or 3 clients that I would do, from taking the first big step to the next big step. You really were the one who pushed me to go further, and you tell me like we're just scraping the surface, and I'm like, what?
Like, trust me.
It's insane.
So-
It's insane to see how much I feel like I've moved and I would say you'd agree too, compared to where I was last year.
Even a year ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's insane.
Yeah.
So for there to be even more out there, I can't even see it. But I know, or like I couldn't even imagine it then, what I already have accomplished now.
Yeah.
So I've been saying it again and again, but I could not have done that without you.
Thank you. Super proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
everybody listening, I hope that you check out everything that Elizabeth offers her clients. It is truly breathtaking work, and I'm just the biggest fangirl. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Yes, equal fangirl.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. I am so grateful that you are here. As always, please continue the conversation over on Instagram at Allison Walsh, and make sure that you check out all of our freebies. If you scan the QR code, if you're watching on YouTube, or check out the link in the show notes, it will take you to a page full of resources and trainings and things to help you go farther faster. And that is always my intention, is to help you continue to grow. And as always, I believe in you 1000%, and my goal is that you do too. Take care, beautiful. I'll see you next time.